If you've been teaching in public school and you're feeling torn, maybe exhausted by the system, but still called to help children learn, I know exactly what you feel like. I've been there, and so have millions of others just like you. If you've taken that leap and started your own micro school, you've probably realized it takes more grit than the fairy tale dreams that you had imagined. Today, I want to share something that has anchored me when the journey got hard. And this is research by Dr. Angela Duckworth, who is an American academic and psychologist. I've been listening to a lot of her work recently, and I believe that this has been very, very useful, not only for me as a microschool founder, but someone who is leading other teachers, and of course, those of us who are responsible for children. Dr. Angela Duckworth talks about grit, resilience, and consistency, as well as how community is what keeps us standing. So today I'm going to take her research, her information, and share it with you as a microschool founder, as a mom, and a teacher. This is a good one. To all my teacher friends, parents, and visionary leaders, if you are listening to this, I know you are passionate about creating a micro school or a program, a homeschool hybrid that truly shines. But let's be totally honest. Building and growing a micro school or your own program or homeschool hybrid, it isn't easy. It's not for the faint of heart. Whether you're just getting started or looking to scale, there's so much to navigate. Legalities, marketing, finances, student enrollment, location, curriculum planning. That's exactly why I created Microschool Masterminds, a community where you don't have to figure it out all alone. Inside, you'll get step-by-step guidance to launch, grow, and sustain your microschool or homeschool hybrid, access to our exclusive training modules, resources, and live coaching, and a supportive network of educators who get it, because they're building their own dream schools as well. You have this dream of creating an incredible opportunity for students, for teachers, and yourself. Maybe you're in the early stages, wondering, where do I even start? Or maybe you've already taken the leap, but now you're feeling overwhelmed with marketing, enrollment, all of the planning or the finances. You're not alone, and you don't have to figure it out all by yourself. That's why Microschool Masterminds is here to help you on a month-by-month basis. That's right, it's a month-by-month membership designed to give you the support, structure, and strategy you need to actually make progress. Each month, you'll get live group coaching calls so you can ask questions, get feedback, and gain clarity on your next steps. Step-by-step training modules on legal setup, marketing, enrollment, financial planning, school operations, a private community of passionate educators who get what you're building and are right there with you, a roadmap to keep you moving forward whether you're launching or growing your school, and new resources delivered to your teacher mailbox inside our Microschool Masterminds community that are brand new every single month. And again, the best part is it's a month-to-month membership, so you can join when you're ready and staying as long as you need. Or if you're all in, grab the yearly membership and get 2 months free. This is your time. Your vision deserves a real plan, and I want to help you every step of the way. Go to teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds to join us today. That's teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds. We can't wait to see you. We are officially in the month of November, and tonight, if you are not a part of Microschool Masterminds, go into the show notes and click teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds and go and sign. You can either do a monthly subscription or you can do a yearly subscription. Tonight, we have our first group coaching session of the month, and we are going to be talking about the Autumn Audit. And if you want to know more about the Autumn Audit, go back to episode 392 right before this episode, and I break it down why it's important, what's involved in an autumn audit, and what you can do after you do the autumn audit. And this is for anyone who has yet to start a micro school, and those of us who already have established micro schools, even if this is in your house, at a church, at a library, or you're in the dreaming stage. This information is pertinent to everybody. The autumn audit tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we go live face to face. I can't wait to see you all. Talk about about what it really means for teachers and founders to do the things that we need to do to get the results that we really want, grit. And when I would hear the word grit, I'd be like, I am tired. I am tired. I don't want anything strenuous. I don't want to hear the hard work, hustle. No. Grit. Dr. Duckworth defines grit as passion and perseverance for long-term goals, not intensity for a moment, but endurance for a mission. That definition really spoke to the weary soul, to the high achiever, to the person inside of me that is really adamant about growth and progress. The word grit became my friend instead of a word that I thought resembled hustle. Passion and perseverance for long-term goals. Passion and perseverance for long-term goals. What is your long-term goal? And you can definitely work really hard at something, but if you don't have passion, I really believe that it is the passion that cultivates the perseverance. Now, if you're running low on passion, maybe it's due to burnout, maybe it's due to fatigue, maybe it's due to a life circumstance. I recently prayed and asked God to restore my passion because I was tired. I felt as if I had went through a very, well, the word that I'm looking for would be uprooting. We moved to a new city. Our family did. It was so exciting, so grateful. But there's a lot of change that comes with move, a lot of energy, a lot of strength. In the meantime, us not knowing if we were going to have our school survive because the location was uprooted, and holding that weight, holding that fear, holding the emotion, holding the what ifs. After my husband had left his job to go all in, I went all in. My daughter works for us. My daughter attended the school. Another daughter attended the school. This was it felt like a setback for our family. In the midst of moving, we also had to move our school that housed 100 students. So we had to find a location. We couldn't find a location. We had to find storage units. We had to find a place for what didn't fit in the storage unit. We had to have families open up their houses, open up their barns to store our items, to then the school year ending in crickets, not knowing if we were going to have a school. Then finding out we were going to have a school, finding the location, moving into a church that had been pretty much not in use for 30 years. So renovating that, starting the school year, hiring the staff, marketing and doing tours weekly, almost and literally daily. I was tired. We needed restoration. I needed passion. And this is what the Teacher Let Your Light Shine podcast is for. It is for giving the real and authentic story of what it's like to step into a dream, to work through the goods, the bads, the highs, the lows, and to still be standing and to still be so grateful to God that we are here. I am just so grateful. I am so grateful. And I think about an example of living in Florida for 12 years and leaving our home in Missouri, our beautiful home in Missouri, the comfort of my family, the comfort of knowing everybody, the comfort of a small town, to a big city, living with my in-laws for 3 years, supposed to be 3 months, living in a condo, living in a house that felt and looked like it was falling apart while having a school there. My husband said, if these parents will send their kids to our house, they will send their kids anywhere. And the fact that we had 18 kids there every single day for 3 years, or the last year for that whole year, but just being in the house that we have now, being so grateful for it. And I'm doing organizing projects and I'm trying to learn how to decorate it and making it home and prepare for my family coming. I asked myself, my husband asked me several times, was it worth it? Was the wait worth it? Because he knew I was just putting up a fight and so many tears, wanting to get a house for our family, wanting my daughter before she left to go to college to have a place that she truly called home. I'm just so grateful, but it was so much passion and perseverance to buy a home. I'm so grateful. Then when you get the home, there's so much mental bandwidth that goes into it and physical demands to move your home. We also renovated a lot of the home. We're still working through projects for this home. Passion to get this house, perseverance to get it. The years of saving money, the years of searching and waiting, the years of prayers and tears. It was was worth it. But I did think to myself yesterday as I was organizing my bathroom closet, it was worth it. But if I would have known what we have now in the end, I would have been like, God, can you please make it come a little bit quicker? Can you please get it here just a little bit faster? If I would have seen what we have now, I would have just been like, thank you so much, God. I'm so excited for it. But do you think we could like speed it up a little bit? Man, too bad we don't see all the goodness that he has right around the bend for us. And then to think about the church that we are in now. Oh my gosh, the not knowing where we were going to be, how it was going to look. And do you know that we moved into this new house and the school is now 1.8 miles from our new house? Only God could have done that. Only God could have done that. But he didn't tell us what it was going to look like in the end. We just purchased this home out of trust and faith and hope without even knowing if we were going to have a school. And then we get the school and it's 1.8 miles away from my house in a location that I never would have even been looking in because I thought that's going to be too far for our families or that would just be too good to be true. And it happened. What can I say? Hallelujah. Listen, my whole point of sharing that whole thing, that whole story was because I told you that I was running out of passion. I was praying God for passion. It doesn't mean that you've lost your calling when you run low on passion. It usually means that you've been carrying it alone for too long. Passion doesn't just disappear. It typically gets buried under exhaustion, overthinking, unmet expectations. So rekindling passion is very important. One layer at a time, pausing instead of pushing. And that's why this month we're doing the Autumn Audit, revisiting your why, but doing it through someone else's eyes. Again, another really profound activity to do for the Autumn Audit, auditing your energy, not just your work. So tonight we're going to be meeting for Microschool Masterminds. You're going to get a new workbook. You're going to get checklists for other people to implement, not you, to do an Autumn Audit. I don't want you to be the only one that's purely creative or productive, but I do want you to do something that is creative. Grab a notebook, light a candle, walk outside, redesign something that's special just because it makes you happy. No goals, no deadlines, just joy. Reigniting passion often starts with play. And I've been doing that in my own house, which is really giving me the spark to give you guys the Autumn Audit for what to do in your schools as well. So in this, I wanted to bring to you my own examples, my own desires, and share truly what I learned from Dr. Duckworth with what grit means for us as teachers and founders. So sharing what I just shared about our house and our school and the fatigue and the loss of passion, the praying for passion, God restoring it, because Dr. Duckworth defines grit as passion and perseverance. We already have grit as teachers. We've stayed, we've cared, we've poured out even when systems didn't. But grit is different when you step into entrepreneurship. It's not about following orders. It's about holding faith when the plan isn't yet visible. And isn't it just so extraordinary that I have those two examples about our house and about our school to give to you about grit and perseverance? Only God could align all of that together. We as founders, we learn grit by building very slowly. None of what we have right now, the house that I'm recording this podcast in, the school that is a bike ride down the road from my house, was built very slowly. And when people would tell me it's going to take time and it's going to be slow, you want to talk about burning my buttons? That was definitely burning my buttons because I like things done fast. I've had to learn publicly and I've had to trust that impact grows over time. So Dr. Duckworth has found that in studies with educators, grit predicted long-term teaching success better than talent, better than credentials. Grit. You want to find people who you can hire for your micro school? Find those who have grit, who have can-do attitudes, because it's going to be better in the long run and more successful than those who have talent and those who have credentials. People with higher grit scores were significantly more likely to complete challenging programs and sustain careers in service-based fields. And Dr. Angela Duckworth says, enthusiasm is common, endurance is rare. And what I want to say is that if you're a teacher considering a leap, or if you're a founder in your first few years wondering why it feels hard, it's not because you're weak. It's because you're learning endurance. The second component that I learned from Dr. Duckworth's research, been listening to her on YouTube and listening to her in podcasts, is that many teachers leaving public education carry burnout, not laziness, because they've been sprinting without rest. And Dr. Duckworth describes grit is about building sustainable consistency, not about grinding harder. You don't have to do everything. You just have to keep showing up for the right things. Consistency compounds. Small little acts done faithfully lead to big impact over time. I was very grateful to hear just a reassuring comment that she made, Dr. Duckworth, on a podcast that I had listened to. She's like, I'm not worried about the people who rate themselves at 20%. I'm just worried about the people who rate themselves at 0%. She's like, I'm not even looking for 80%. I'm looking for the 10%, those who are just showing up and doing it. And she talked about how the famous swimmer, Michael Phelps, how he practices every single day. He didn't take off for his birthday. He didn't take off for Christmas, every single day. And he didn't give it 100%. And while that may be an example of like, whoa, I have to do something every single day, that might be on the extreme. But the fact is, he didn't feel 100% every day. He may have gave 10% one day. He may have been able to give 90% another day. The fact is that he put in a percentage. So in your new season, whether building a microschool, writing a business plan, or reorganizing your life, the question isn't, can I do this fast? It's, can I do this faithfully? And I've been learning this through myself as I've been doing some organizational projects at my house. I love to organize. I'm so into organizing and decluttering. I should not start. See where my mind goes? I should start a new podcast. I should start another business. I should do it's that creativity. It's that passion. If I were to do something different than teaching and what I do now, it would be about organizing and decluttering and how much it has impacted my life. And I was just thinking, my goodness, if I could start another leg of Teacher Let Your Light Shine or another component of Lighthouse Learning, it would be about teaching how to organize classrooms, how to organize your business, how to organize your personal life to accommodate your business, because it really is so life-changing when you can get organized and when you can get decluttered. And I was thinking about this last night. I was so exhausted. I did a big organizing project all weekend long, the best that I could here and there. And I finally was like, okay, you've got to call it a night. And it's good enough. It's not perfect. It's good enough. And that's a little difficult for me because I'm an all or nothing, zero to hero, like projects to be 100% done, which is why I don't like laundry, because it's never 100% done. And so it was really big for me to say, wow, this is progress over perfection. So think about where in your life you may be confusing hustle with consistency. What small action can you repeat that brings you peace and not pressure, and that you can celebrate progress over perfection? And two other components that I learned from Dr. Duckworth was about grit in the transition. Leaving the system, leading with purpose, leaving public school doesn't mean that it's a failure. It's an evolution. And for a while, I was feeling like I had failed so many teachers and friends and families by leaving. But grit really does mean willing to walk away when the comfort to walk toward your calling is super, super strong. Willing to walk away from comfort to walk toward your calling. That's grit. I get so excited whenever I speak to you guys. Sometimes I get it a little twisted. Hey friends, I want to take a quick moment to tell you about something that has been an absolute game changer for hundreds of microschool and homeschool hybrid founders. Our Teacher Let Your Light Shine online store, a place for founders' favorites. Inside you'll find our beloved bestsellers like the Business Bundle, packed with everything you need to launch and run your school, contracts, enrollment forms, parent partnership letters, and marketing materials that save you hours of stress. Teachers and parents just like you are saying these tools gave them clarity, confidence, and a clear path forward when starting their schools. Whether you're brand new or you're ready to grow, our resources are designed to help you skip the overwhelm and focus on what really matters most, like our open house playbook, our financial review preparation sheet, templates for Facebook and email marketing, how to create the perfect planning day guide, finding curriculum clarity workbook, our new course, Microschool Marketing Blueprint, find all the information for legal clarity for beginners and, of course, the yearly membership to Microschool Masterminds. Head over to teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Again, teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Skip the overwhelm and focus on what matters most: your students, your mission, and your vision. teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop. Go there today and grab tools that will help you shine. Founders, like ourselves, we are blazing a trail with others to follow. And it does take courage and it does take community. If you're a teacher in the system, your grit is what's keeping hope alive for your students and your colleagues. But grit doesn't mean doing it alone, and it means trusting the process even when you are having results that are still unfolding. My goodness gracious, do I believe in this so much. When you feel called to something new, maybe it's even a change in your school, God doesn't ask for speed. He asks for stewardship. God can go at God's speed. You don't have to go at God's speed. God wants us for our stewardship. Grit is stewardship. It's showing up daily for what He's asked you to build. And last but not least, what I have found from Dr. Duckworth's amazing research is why we're better together. The power of community. Duckworth's later research shows that grit thrives in connection. We grow stronger when we're surrounded by others pursuing the same mission. And let me tell you why I almost hit the ground. I was carrying the weight of moving our school alone. I think I buried myself in prayer and reading, but if I were honest with myself, I sat in my thinking chair for far too long, for far too many days and far too many weeks, sitting and staring at the wall, trying to process it on my own. I did pray, I did journal, I did meditate, but I was so consumed with processing it on my own because I didn't want to inconvenience anybody or scare families. And that was the biggest mistake I could have made. Biggest mistake. If it weren't for the couple of parents who knew that we were in a crisis of moving our school, we probably wouldn't have had the school. Other than that was God's way of prevailing, of course, because it was the parents who helped us to find the location, who connected us to so many people, specifically one parent who made the final call. So we are better together. Leaving public school can feel isolating. And let's be real, finding out you're going to start a school and deciding you're going to feels very big and can feel lonely, which is the reason why I started a podcast for you, for me, for us. Belonging to a supportive network. Listening to the podcast is important. Being in our Facebook group is important. But belonging to a network like Microschool Masterminds builds resilience faster than going solo. Data from the APA shows people with consistent community support are 70% more likely to sustain new goals. When you surround yourself with people who understand your calling, your courage doubles. Every time I almost gave up, it was a conversation, not a conference, that kept me going. A friend, a mentor, a community member, people who reminded me this work matters, people like you showing up every week, every month in Microschool Masterminds. You guys are the ones who have helped me persevere as well. Building grit and community in your own life. There are some practical takeaways that I've been implementing. Finding your why, reconnecting with your why. Passion fuels perseverance. If you're feeling draggy, foggy, passion fuels perseverance. Ask God to restore your passion. Revisit why you started teaching and how that mission continues in this new chapter. Ooh, this is a big one. Number 2, I just spoke about this in our last Microschool Masterminds meeting. Set rhythms, not races. Creating consistent daily or weekly actions that sustain your work really do help you from burning out. Number 3, join a community. Get a coach. I coach. I have a coach. We have a community, Microschool Masterminds. Do not walk through this transition alone. Accountability and encouragement make grit sustainable. And I got to tell you, if you are brand new, you've never left public school teaching, we have people just like you in Microschool Masterminds. Get in Microschool Masterminds now. Don't get in Microschool Masterminds in May. You need to get in now. You have the gift of time. and resources and community. You'll be light years ahead. If you are struggling, if you are lonely as a micro school leader and you want more community and you want fresh new ideas and fresh perspectives, and to learn from someone who's walked the walk with you, who's built a successful micro school and is continuing to grow it every year, staff, student, and satisfactory, please come and be with us at Micro School Masterminds. Celebrate your micro milestones because progress does count. Every parent tour, every small win, every lesson learned, it does matter. And you're modeling grit for your students and for your family. Show them what long-term faithfulness looks like. Our potential is one thing. What we do with it is another, says Dr. Duckworth. You are capable of incredible things, not because you have all the answers, but because you do have grit. May just be piled underneath the dirt for a little bit, but you do have grit. You have the heart to stay, the courage to begin again, the wisdom to keep going when it's hard. So whether you're leaving the classroom or you're leading a new community, please remember that consistency builds credibility and community builds your courage. Together, they're going to take you farther than talent ever could. So keep showing up, keep linking arms, keep walking with grit and grace because this calling is worth the long games. I'll see you tonight. Head on over to teachersletyourlightshine.com/microschool. No, that's not it. teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds. And if you're listening to this past November 4th, still hop in. You're going to get all of our recordings. You're still going to be a part of the community. We can still chat in our app. Again, that's teachersletyourlightshine.com/masterminds.